Hey y'all, let's make neck bones my way. This is not your grandma neck bones. This is your Brittany neck bones, the new school neck bones. But neck bones come really, really gritty. So y'all need to make sure y'all are washing them very, very good until that water run clear. The first round, I add vinegar into my water to get them very clean. As I'm cleaning them, I'm making sure I get everything out of them. I'm being very, very precise because I don't want any like grit or anything when I cook my neck bones. So my water is going to be very, very filthy at the end, but it's because, you know, it's because it's neck bones. They come very, very dirty. So I have a two-sided sink. So I put them over to the side when I get done cleaning them the first time around, just because I don't want them to stay in the gritty water the first time around, if that makes sense. Y'all see what I'm doing. This is how I cook mine. This is how I always was taught. I know a lot of people don't have two-sided sinks, but you could just add another bowl. But y'all see how dirty that water is? It's because that's all the grit and all the slime and stuff that needs to come off of there. That's the first water bath. Okay, so y'all, this go around, I put them back into the bowl just to see if they are clean. And I noticed that mine were not clean, so I emptied the first water out and added more water in. And I added a little bit more vinegar just because I want them to be very, very clean. I don't want them to be gritty. I don't like my food tasting gritty. I take my neck bones like I take my greens. You know, if you don't clean your greens good, they be gritty. So that's the same thing with neck bones, and I let them sit for a little minute. While those neck bones are sitting in the vinegar bath for the second go around, I decided to go ahead and slice up my vegetables. Y'all, a lot of people don't put onions and bell peppers and stuff into their neck bones. I do. I like the texture. I like them. They taste really good like this. I don't know if you have had them like that. Comment down below if you have. If you haven't, shoot, tell me if you're gonna try it. So I use whatever color bell peppers, but make sure I always use a green bell pepper. I used pretty much whatever I had in my refrigerator just because I didn't want it to go bad. My kids like it like this, and this is another way that I sneak vegetables into my kids' diets. I always add bell peppers, onions, and stuff because it's hard for you to get your kids to eat vegetables nowadays. So when I cook them in, my kids really don't notice them, and they just go ahead and eat them. So yeah, that's a mom hack of mine. Now that the neck bones has been sitting in the vinegar water, I go ahead and rinse them out again. They have been sitting for like 4 or 5 minutes at this point. So I rinse them out and just make sure my water is running clear. Y'all, the biggest thing to look for is when you are washing neck bones is to make sure your water is running clear. Once the water is running clear, baby, you clear. Like you good. So I keep on running the water over it because I know they are pretty much done. This go around, I noticed that my water was very clear, so I know that I was done washing my neck bones off. Now to the fun part. What makes my neck bones a little bit different is because I put my neck bones in a slow cooker. I don't know if everybody does or doesn't. I also add Worcestershire sauce. I add garlic. I add Tony's Creole. I add black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, accent. Y'all, yeah, okay, there we go. I'm like, where's that? Beefy onion soup mix. Y'all, that is different for a lot of people, but that soup mix, it adds some flavor, baby. It adds some flavor. It give it a little gravy taste, too. If you like yours a little gravy, like, and then how I know my neck bones are seasoned good if everything looks like that. And I add my vegetables in at the end so they can get a little bit of seasoning on there as well. Then I pour everything over into the crock pot, y'all, and I add my beef broth in. Y'all, I had already added it. I forgot to turn my camera on. Y'all, sometimes I be forgetting I'm filming. So I plug it in and I let it sit for at least 7 to 10 hours, y'all. And when you get done, make sure you clean up your area. Make sure you clean up, y'all. It takes nothing to clean up. It took literally 1 minute to wipe down and to wash the little dishes that I had and put everything back up. So When I get done at the end, this is very, very much at the end. I take some of the beef broth, I take some of the stock out of there, and I add one packet of gravy mix in. We like ours very, I don't know, we just like ours like this. Like I told y'all, this is not your grandma neck bones. This is my neck bones, my way. So I add some brown gravy mix in instant, and I stir it in, and then I pour it back on top. Y'all, this gives it, I'm talking about the flavor is so, so good. Take it from me. My kids love neck bones, and it's hard to get 5, 6, 7 year olds to eat neck bones. My kids love it. So when I pour it back on top, I just give it a mix in, and it just adds a little bit more flavor into it. And I mix it. I try not to go too hard on the neck bones because they are falling. They just falling off the bone. Literally, my neck bones fall off the bone, y'all. And here is the ending results. Make sure y'all like the video. Follow me if you want to see more cooking recipes. And y'all